So today we're here in the losers bracket of the Warchief Club 15 Oceania. That's right, the Warchief Club now has 3 paid wings of tournaments at different offset times during the week to be easy on players at different play times, different time zones. So we're here in the Oceanic one in the first losers bracket round between HAX and bakmogoon. Both players unsuccessful in their first round game. So HAX spawning as the red Rus player today, bakmogoon as the blue French player. So I believe we're on high view. Basically Arabia, but with a fuckload of stealth forests thrown down in the map between our players. Otherwise, quite a similar map to Arabia in my opinion. In my noob opinion. So bakmogoon will be looking to try and pinch these wolves off our Rus player. I was going to say HRE. Sorry, our Rus player today. Though, having a look at the map, there's so much more wood here for bakmogoon than there is for HAX. So wood generation in AoE4 is a bit funny on a lot of these maps. Because ideally you don't want to be chopping down a stealth forest. Like, look at how fucking staggered these trees are. That's shitloads of walk time. So inefficient. The sacred site over here has got a lot of gold around it too. But HAX is a bit unfortunate to not see these 2 wolves yet. Unless he already has. And he's just coming back for them. This is a nice amount of gold here, because that's going to be another 50 gold there. And another 70, so 120 gold there, right for the picking for him. But he probably should just head home with these wolves, and he's got to be careful bakmogoon doesn't manage to pinch this one. Well, bakmogoon does, so a nice snipe there for our Korean player on the French today. I believe HAX is Polish. Another wolf here, and it looks like bakmogoon a little bit quicker to find it. He should be able to just get out from here perhaps. HAX deciding, oh, he is going to go for it. bakmogoon trying to steal another wolf off HAX here. He's been unsuccessful in crossing that 250 gold threshold, which now he just has. Quite important because it gives you, there we go, another tick up in your bonus to gathering for all food sources, as well as making your hunting cabins tick over that gold a little bit faster. The amount that it actually really contributes is nothing really huge, but it just means you get to work towards these upgrades and such earlier, like he's getting in wheelbarrow and aging up without having gathered any gold. And HAX has found a good number of sheep. While bakmogoon, being French, probably going to want to really rush out a lot of knights. So he's probably going to get on these berries, or maybe even get on the hunt pretty quickly as well. So we've got the 2 civs with their early access to knights. None of the other civs in the game get access to feudal age knights, just French and French and Rus. I keep saying HRE for some reason. So HAX is going to try and work away at the villager a little bit more. bakmogoon doesn't really have a gold gathering villager to work on at the moment. bakmogoon rallying back the low one. Going to keep gathering gold with his other vills. He still needs to squeeze in a knight. He's going to have wheelbarrow finishing up, and these guys, they basically tickle your villagers. Death by 1,000 cuts. Got a fortress going up now for HAX as well. So this is a great wood steroid. Basically gives you, he gets 20% extra drop off. So that plus wheelbarrow goes quite a long way with your drop off. I think you're dropping off 18 rather than 10 between the wheelbarrow upgrade and fortress alone. So bakmogoon doing the dance with his vills, bringing back the low ones. He's fielding a horseman now, so this guy will be able to take a good fight versus the scouts, but they're eventually going to disengage on him. Another knight, or now a knight, sorry, being trained up by our bench player. This player going barracks stable, wants to get some horsemen of his own, maybe even a knight. Looks like HAX has just put gold into wood at the Golden Gate. So bakmogoon bringing his scouts back. So HAX bringing his scouts back. Looks like bakmogoon has already managed to pick one off. Oh no, not quite. So now bakmogoon has all the pressure on the map until HAX manages to get a couple of spearmen out here, because there is now a knight and a horseman. Now Rus player having to wall up and decide where he's next going to gather some food from, because these sheep not going to last forever either. So they've got one more full sheep there. So HAX, he's pumping his gold into more food, I think. He's not taking stone with it, but he's definitely using all of his supplies. So bakmogoon going to add a barracks of his own, so we're going to have barracks stables versus barracks range and the School of Cav, which is an improved stables, training 20% faster. So bakmogoon going to scout that HAX is finally looking to gather some stone, but the thing is, if HAX had have pumped two of his initial supplies into stone from his gold instead of into wood, he'd be able to go for it anyway. So I think he's floating a bit of wood that he probably could have just spent on the TC already. So bakmogoon putting the pressure on, delaying his opponent's wall up, which all this villager build time here and walk time is time they're not gathering. HAX probably really needs to gather 200 gold and put it into stone rather than gathering 300 stone. So bakmogoon continuing to pick up his unit count. He's got the spears, the archers and the knights all training. Looks like he's going to get a scout here, but HAX can engage with those spears, but it's onto the bowman, while the Cav can look at charging in, not absorbing a shock hit, really getting snared. So HAX going to lose that bit of a front line that he's got, trying to wall himself in at the moment. So he's going to go for a second town centre, but like I said, being Rus, all he really needed to do was generate 200 gold for free, because he's not started gold gathering. All he needed to do was generate 200 for free, and then just double tap the buy stone button. He probably could have gotten this town centre down a minute or two faster, if not even quicker than that, if he wanted to be a little bit lighter on the army. But now bakmogoon, really aggressive force on his doorstep. Blacksmith's churning away, being French, it gives you bloomery for free. So he's gone straight on the siege engineering. He's got the tri-unit production. It'll be very difficult for the Rus player to try and break out of this, I think. And HAX going to go with a slightly more aggressive tower position. It's smart of him to keep an eye an eye on this hunt up here of bakmogoons, because now bakmogoon is going to have to look at transferring somewhere else possibly, or at least picking off this horseman at the very least. So there is a spear coming in to do just that. So bakmogoon going to look at getting on that hunt now. He's tearing down the gate. HAX finds himself in a really rough position because it's really only just evening up the scores in terms of production facilities now. He does have that second town centre over his French opponent, but there's a lot more production of military the past couple of minutes for the French player, who's now got a ram on the way. So if this fortress goes down, it's going to be quite drastic. Does have arrow slits now. These villagers are all going to stack up. They're going to provide some good covering fire. While they're in there, they're not gathering. And bakmogoon looks to be adding maybe another ram behind this. He's found the town centre. So he's going to be able to cut that off, I think. There's a few spears here for HAX, but they're not really able to get any knight kills. They do shut down that healing that they've got briefly. This is just outside the visible town centre range here for HAX because of the trees. There we go, the knights starting to regenerate now. The units streaming in of bakmogoons are going to be picked off by HAX potentially here. So he needs to try and get HAX out of the way of the units that he's streaming in. He's definitely got the force to do so though, because HAX also has half his army sitting back here. He's got some early knights in the mix. This is all mostly horseman scout with a single knight in the mix. But bakmogoon, I think he's ready just to try and attempt pushing here. HAX has evacuated a lot of the villages to go gather some gold. This TC is going to definitely be under threat. I don't know if HAX has the units to really clean this up. He's sort of hoping to try and catch some more stragglers of bakmogoons. Town centre falls, and so will the villager. Bakmogoon's going to try his luck at picking off the fortress. He's still just massing up a few more units. So HAX is going to try and pincer his army on bakmogoons at the moment, because he does have the defender's advantage as such, but bakmogoon, streaming some more units across, he should be able to focus down that knight and eventually repel this little force. It's going to be really drastic for HAX because he's now losing all these buildings in his base. So hunting camp not so important, and nor the the mining camp if he wants to go the route of gathering more stone. Another engagement going on, but yeah, now with spears backing up the archers, they'll be able to pick off the knight and the horseman with a lot more ease now. Meanwhile, there is an engagement because HAX doesn't want to lose too many more buildings, but he doesn't have quite enough to defend here at the moment. So GG, bakmogoon takes the game, and HAX is unfortunately out of the tournament.